Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast, the only podcast for NFL punters. I'm your host, Grant Lee. Third and Long is brought to you by Little Birdie TV, Punting Form, topsport.com.au, and the home of stand-up comedy, The Comics Lounge. So happy Remembrance Day, Memorial Day to everyone. Thank you to all our men and women that have served to keep us safe and continue to. So thank you very much. So now it's time, my favourite part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Nick Tedeschi, my BFF, pro punter, and the master behind the tips package to the house. Welcome, Toprope. How are you, buddy?
I am up and about. Great to see you, Grant. And surely we're not running a two-man game again.
So the news has come through, and to disappoint all the fans out there, Jerry has been held hostage at a big, massive beach party in Miami. We'd love to get over there to help him, but the budget says we cannot fly there. So, Jerry, we wish you the best, mate. Have a tequila shot for us, and we'll just ride the ship without you, buddy. God bless you. We love you, mate.
He is busier than Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones at the moment.
I tell you, mate, he must be running around America pretending to be Jerry Jones, the 80-year-old billionaire. I tell you, he's the busiest guy I have ever met in my life. So let's jump straight into it. We're at the halfway point of the season, and this is the moment where I like to reflect on things. What has been the biggest thing that's happened in the NFL, in your opinion, Toprope?
Biggest thing that's happened in the NFL? Gee, it's look, to be honest, the biggest story this year, it kind of started in pre-season and has continued on, has been the Tom Brady saga this year.
Single man now
off the field, but for mine, you look at the on-field play, it has been the sharp fall of the Green Bay Packers. They let Devontae Adams go in the offseason. They thought they could replace him with some young guns. Aaron Rodgers is playing particularly bad. And I think they're now their longest price to win the Super Bowl at this stage of the season in during the entire Aaron Rodgers era. So astonishing stuff.
Don't want to fluff our own feathers, but we did actually predict that pre-season in our first show there, Toprope. So now, mate, if you could get a mulligan and have another crack at who you think will be in the Super Bowl, and you could have a crack today, who do you reckon would be in the Super Bowl?
If I had another mulligan from a betting point of view, it certainly wouldn't be being high on the Carolina Panthers, because that's been an absolute disaster from the beginning. But if I could have a crack at the Super Bowl, I like the Buffalo Bills from the AFC in the preseason, and I continue to like the Buffalo Bills. And in the NFC, I'm not sure who I had at the start of the year, but I would want to be on my San Francisco 49ers with Christian McCaffrey joining them now. So I think pre-season I was around probably the Rams maybe, and the Cowboys were sitting out there, so that's still there. But yeah, I'd rather be on the Niners anyway.
Yes, no, I have a bit of love there for the Niners as well. So the Bills have scored 25 touchdowns this year. Josh Allen has accounted for 23 of those. Are the Bills in serious trouble if Josh Allen is injured and out for a few weeks?
Well, yeah, look, whatever they're going to do, it's going to be a serious downgrade. Josh Allen hasn't missed a game. It's going to be the first time the Bills have used a backup quarterback since 2018. So, we don't have Nathan Peterman back there, which is a blessing. But look, obviously it's going to be a downgrade. Just what Josh Allen does is not only hit his throws, it's that run threat and elusiveness that kind of has everyone opens up the kind of deep ball and through the middle. So, got to be a big worry for the Bills.
So are the Dallas Cowboys and Odell Beckham Jr. away from getting to the Super Bowl? Is Odell Beckham Jr. destined for the star?
Could be. I don't know if he's destined for the star, but to be honest, I don't know that the Cowboys desperately need him either. He desperately needs them. Apparently, he took 75% of his last salary in Bitcoin. So the way that's fallen, he might need to be catching balls till he's 47. But he performed well when he played for the Rams last year as that kind of third guy. He can play a similar role. It's certainly not going to hurt Dak having all the weapon there. So, look, it does look like a positive match. Yeah, when it comes to character issues, Jerry Jones is certainly shied away from putting those to one side. So, I think we'll see Beckham at the Cowboys.
So now that we're at the halfway point, who have you got as the front runner for Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, look, the Jets certainly seem to have been the team that have drafted it. Brees Hall would have been an unbackable favourite if he'd stayed fit and healthy. But for mine, probably Sauce Gardner. He's been tremendous in that Jets secondary, and he's probably been the main reason behind their rising to contention, already hit their season win total.
So I've definitely got Patrick Mahomes as the MVP for this season. Are you in the same mind there, Toprope?
No, I'm sticking with Josh Allen. You mentioned earlier he's accounted for 22 of 25 Bills touchdowns. With the injuries, a slight concern. Mahomes doing what Mahomes does. He's done particularly well with a whole new cast of receivers, but I'm sticking with Josh Allen.
So one of the craziest things I've seen in the NFL for a long time, Frank Reich, who I think is a great coach, just cannot get the weapons, was fired over the weekend and replaced with Jeff Saturday. Now, Jeff Saturday was an amazing player, probably one of the greatest centers of all time. He will be the first coach in NFL history to have zero, and I repeat, zero, coaching experience at any level. That's Pee-wee, junior, college, anything. What's your take on this one, Toprope?
It was a very, very, very interesting hire. Look, it's a bit of a no-win job at the moment. Yeah, they've got a cast of quarterbacks. Their salaries obviously in trouble because of the Wentz and Ryan situations. Looks like a very, very thin roster. They're on a bit of a hiding to nothing at the moment. But you're telling me you couldn't have got an assistant coach? Something like it just makes zero sense to bring in Jeff Saturday, who, I think was consulting for a Georgia high school football team. It was his last gig. So, I can't see how this works in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully, they actually put in a proper hire to find someone for next year.
It just reeks of tanking. So Now, if the Green Bay Packers lose to the Dallas Cowboys this week, which I'm hoping, although for a preview, I have taken the Packers at the points, should they consider benching Aaron Rodgers for the remainder of the year and seeing what they have with Jordan Love at QB?
Absolutely not. I think that would only serve to infuriate an already pretty tempestuous Aaron Rodgers. They went all in with him to keep him there. I think we saw enough of Jordan Love a couple of seasons back. Yeah, he's going to be a journeyman backup. I think what we just need to see now is the Packers show some creativity with what they're doing with their offense and kind of build a platform for next season. That's really all they can do. We need to see, Romeo Dobbs getting used a lot more. We need to see a bit more Christian Watson. So, benching Rodgers is going to cause more problems than it's going to solve.
And finally, Germany will host their first ever NFL game between the Bucs and Seattle. They had over 3 million people put their names down on a waiting list for tickets. 75,000 people got tickets. Do you think we're ever going to get a game for points here in Australia?
Yeah, I think they've touted it for 2024 to get a regular season game here. And look, the world's getting small, and the NFL is expanding. It was started with London and Mexico City, or Germany now. I think we're going to see a game in Australia. I think we're going to see a game in Japan. All very soon. So, travel is not a huge issue when teams are going on their private planes. So I'm not concerned at all that we'll get a game here in the next couple of years.
So let's take a quick break, and thank you for all that, Toprope. And Jerry, we miss you, mate. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back, and now it's time to take it to the house. Brought to you by topsport.com.au. Family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. So let's jump straight into the bookie wrap there, Top Rope. I wanted to have some crazy sound effects, but Borgo said not to, mate. So take us straight into the wrap.
Yeah, we saw a lot of favourites win last week, not a lot of cover, so handy for those wanting to multi some of those short price favourites up, but they certainly weren't covering the line. A lot of close games last week. Big week for the under as well, 9-13 for the under. Home teams 7-6. So also favourites striking 81 of 134, 60%. That is well below what you would expect, around the 70% mark for a favourite. And that's reflecting obviously in the line. Underdogs covering at 57%, so blind underdog bettors getting a nice profit in there. Huge under season. We're 58% for the under, shows no sign of abating. And home teams just above the nose, just in front, 51%. With it's long been kind of thought over the last decade that home field advantage is certainly dissipating in the NFL, and that's kind of playing out a little bit here.
So, Top Rope, I can see your tips through your shirt there, mate. Can you take us to your tip package to the house?
Look, another bad week last week. 105, 7 years bet down 10.45. Might have been some salvation for punters who jumped into the late line in Philadelphia, Houston, got to 46.5. So well played there. But the Colts never in it. Miami, Chicago, that total was over by about half time. Washington, that got the job done there. They lost by 3, but they were ahead into the last quarter. And Seattle, Arizona, and that went over in the last minutes when they weren't even really trying to score. So little flat that one. So some close calls there. But anyway, still well and truly ahead for the season, up 17% for the.
Listen, mate, there's always moments where you have one of those weeks, and I'm riding you this week, mate, because there's nothing like a bounce back, that's for sure. So let's have a look at Jerry's shoebox here. And Jerry's had one of those weeks. He had a nice little win there with Washington on the line. He had a loss with Colts plus 5.5, and then 2 pushes. So it's like I said to the boys during the week, some markets he would have got the win with the Chargers and he would have got the win with Tampa Bay. So, Jerry, we look forward to seeing your tips this week and having a bounce back, mate. And it's, guys, jump on these boys' tips. They know exactly what they're talking about. They are the pro punters. They help me. I've got birthday week with all my kids. So I've got presents coming out of my hair. And the boys give me the tips, and that's how I can afford those. So, Top Rope, let's jump straight into the games. You know the God's real, mate, when we get 8 games in 1 week. And let's jump straight into match number 1. Seattle at Tampa Bay, technically. It is in Germany. Monday, 1:30 a.m. ESPN. The line is Bucks minus 2.5. The total is 44. This is first ever game in Germany. Tom Brady led the Bucks to a sensational victory last week against the Rams. There was some crazy stat that I did read. But the Seattle Seahawks are riding a 4-game winning streak behind Geno Smith. What say you on this one, Top Rope?
Yeah, too many unknowns in this one for me. With it's a big trip for Seattle, game in Germany. The health of Brady, and willingness to travel overseas. Probably lean towards Tampa at the 2.5. One was 3. Brady's covered all 3 of his overseas games. Favourites of good record in international games, but best bet for one probably over 44. Over 4-1, Seattle against a losing team. Over 22-7-1 when Tampa Bay are off, allowing less than 15. So lean towards the over.
So match number 2, and a huge one in my mind. Minnesota at Buffalo, Monday, 5 a.m. ESPN. The line, Bills minus 3.5. So the bookies obviously know something that we don't about Josh Allen. That is for sure. And the total is 43.5. The Bills are mortal after all, after their loss to the Jets. Will Josh Allen play? That is the key. This is also the first game where Stephon Diggs will play against his former team. And I personally think the Vikings are the real deal. Where's the play on this one, Top Rope?
Yeah, look, impossible to have a bet until we kind of know the status of Josh Allen for mine. he's missed practice again. I'm suspecting he's not going to play. In that case, Minnesota would be obviously about the 3.5 there. But look, I've got Buffalo as a very good cover team at home. Minnesota is a poor road team. Minnesota is an over team. Buffalo is an under team. Couldn't advise a bet here in good consciousness.
So it's a real shame if he doesn't play, because this could be a Super Bowl preview. So let's jump into match number 3, Cleveland at Miami, Monday, 5 a.m., ESPN. The line, Dolphins -4, the total 49. Here is the shootout of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams allowing 24.9 points per game. Who are we backing on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, you make an interesting point there. When both teams are averaging 24 more points a game and the total's under 50, the under hits at 57.8%. So lean towards the under, but my bet's Miami. I thought this line looked very skinny here. Cleveland, they've covered just 1 of 7 off a win, 1 of 10 off a win of 14 plus. 2 has covered 10 of 14 at home. The Dolphins have covered 12 of 15 off allowing 30 plus, 6 of 7 off scoring 30 plus. Give me the Dolphins here.
So match number 4, Jacksonville at Kansas City, Monday, 5 a.m. on 7, mate. The Chiefs a whopping -10. The total is 50. Jacksonville are an improving team. I have been riding high on them all year, but Trevor Lawrence is going to have to make some sick plays against this team. Here's one for you, Toprope. If the Chiefs are more than a 7-point favourite, they are covering at 30%. Who you got for this one, Toprope?
Yeah, he's spot on there, Grant. And they've failed to cover their last 5 at home. They've failed to cover their last 5 for a win. Couldn't be laying that amount of points to Kansas City at the moment. By the same token, Jacksonville don't excite me. They've covered just 4 of their last 17. If you wanted to bet this one, probably going to play the under. The under is 28, 13 and 1. The Chiefs are favoured by 7 or more. The under's hitting 10 or 15 games, but the total's been 50 plus this year. 19 and 7 when Jacksonville play a winning team, so probably have a little bit on the under here.
Thank you for that free little tip there, Toprope. I'll be right on that as soon as I get off the air. Now let's jump straight into match number 5, Arizona at LA Rams, Monday, 8:25 a.m., 7, mate. The line is Rams -2 and the total is 40. Basically, this is 2 NFC West disappointments squaring off. This is, the Rams are ranked 29 in the NFL for scoring offense, and the Cardinals have allowed 30 or more points in 3 straight games. Where should the punters put their dollars on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, finally a game we're discussing. I absolutely love from a betting point of view. I will be charging into Arizona, and I'll be charging into the under in this one. A couple of great angles here. Underdogs in games, the total below 42, 102, 68, and 4 against the spread. Small home favourites off a loss in the first 10 weeks, 28 and 46 against the spread. That's a definite play against the Rams there. Kingsbury, great record on the road. The Rams covers 1 of their last 6 at home. Give me the Chargers with the small number there. The under is 30, 10 and 1 in division games this year. The under is 20 and 8 when Arizona are on the road. The under is 21 and 8 when the Rams are at home. Points are going to be hard to come by. I love the under in this one. The total has been heading south at a rate of knots.
Amazing. Thank you, Toprope. Now, match of the week in my mind, and it's match number 6, the mighty Dallas Cowboys at Green Bay, Monday, 8:25 p.m., ESPN. The line is Cowboys -5. The total is 43.5. I'm telling you, it is a now or next year moment for the Green Bay Packers. It's simple. They need to win. They're on a 5-game losing streak. My main man, Mike McCarthy, returns back to Lambeau. Will the Cowboys send them packing, Toprope?
Yeah, I think they will. I do think they will. This is a good spot for Dak. Dak is 12 and 4 against the spread on extended rest. He's 23, 8 and 2 against the spread against sub-500 teams. Covered 6 or 7 on the road. Covered 22 of 30 overall. Packers covers 1 of their last 5 at home, 2 of their last 7 for loss. I like the Dallas Cowboys this one.
Beautiful. And so does everyone in my house. So let's jump straight into match number 7, LA Chargers at San Francisco, Monday, 12:20 p.m. on ESPN. The line, 49ers minus 6.5. The total, 45.5. Well, they have some key players returning from injury, the 49ers, after coming out of the bye week. The Chargers are 3-1 on the road this season, and Justin Herbert has better numbers across the board in that situation. Will this be a prime time upset, Top Rope?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't have a strong view on the line. Jimmy G plays his best out on the Pacific time zone, 12-4-1 into spread there, but Kyle Shanahan doesn't have a great record as a favourite. Chargers mixing their form. Would rather be the Niners. They've got 14-20, 6-7 at home, but the bet for mine is the under. The under is nearly always the bet in night games, 113, 78-3. The under is 12-4 in the last 16 Niners games as well. So leaning towards the under, but not a lot of strong views in this game.
Match number 8, Washington at Philadelphia, Tuesday, 12:15 p.m. ESPN. The Eagles are minus 10.5. That is huge for a divisional game. Total 43.5. Well, what can you say about Jalen Hurts? He gets another primetime game, but he's going to be up against it with the Washington defense. The Commanders, I think this could be the week that they show the world that they are the real deal. They're 4-1 when they allow 200 or more passing yards. This, who you got for this one? Where are you putting your pennies on this one, Top Rope?
Yeah, I'm very confident with the Commanders in this one. Double-digit dogs on Monday Night Football, 27-13, 2 against the spread the last decade. Double-digit dogs at night, 63-47-3 against the spread. 8-0 teams, they are 62-85-5 against the spread. Washington covered 5 straight. I am going to take the Commanders in the big start here.
So thank you once again, Top Rope, for all that free insight and stuff like that. And ladies and gentlemen, you have to go to the little birdie shop, pick up Top Rope's tips. You're crazy if you don't. You'll find them in the little birdie shop. You've got Jerry's shoebox. You've got Top Ropes to the house. If you're serious about being an NFL punter, or you just want to show off to your mates and pretend that you know everything, Top Rope does all the hard work for you. So head straight to the shop at littlebirdie.live and just purchase the packages, $22 a week. It's nothing. So Top Rope, let's have a look at the Super Bowl market, mate. Has anything changed?
We're not seeing a lot of change. The Bills drifting up, that lost to the Jets last week. The Ravens are certainly a team that's firming right up. That was a pretty impressive win last week at New Orleans. Your Dallas Cowboys, $13, haven't they snuck under the radar this year? So they're right in there. So we're seeing kind of a bit of a flipping of, or a bit of maybe a bit more disregarding of some of those preseason teams with a bit of hype who just haven't got going. Teams like the Packers, so they're at the back door. They're 300-1. So I think the probably the most notable move there is the Ravens and the $12.
And Tampa Bay just sit there, don't they? It's one of those divisions where all Tom Brady needs to do is to sneak into the playoffs, and he is off. So if you've got some spare dollars laying around, I like the Vikings and I do like the Bucs. So, all right, let's jump straight into my favorite part of the show. It's our charity bets, and each week we are granted $100 to invest by our sponsor, topsport.com.au. TopSport is Australia's biggest betting bookie. Bet with the pros and bet with a family you can trust. So how did you go last week with your charity tip there, Top Rope?
Well, I think I stole one from you there, Grant. So got the win there, luckily. But luckily we both found a win there. While there's only going to be one winner between you and Jerry, wasn't there?
So what the viewers can't see there is I am on top at 6-3. I'm not showing off, but yeah, I am. Jerry is at 4-5, and yourself is at 4-5, mate. So I'm out at a 2-game lead here and riding it high, mate. Who have you got this week for Ronald McDonald House?
I'm riding the Texans with Star. I think they've let me down before, but I think the 5.5 is too many against the Giants, so I'll be taking the Texans. Well,
having a look at the screen there, I tell you, we could possibly go 3-0 this week. I've got the Bears minus 2.5. Jerry is on the Buccaneers at 2.5. So good luck this week with that Top Rope, and hopefully I can fit my head through the door next week coming in when I strike up another win there, brother. So, all right, now time for the third and long ankle breakers competition. We have our winner from week 9, David Norsa. He chose the Chiefs by 10 points. So congratulations there, Dave. You will go into the running for some amazing memorabilia. And guys, if you haven't already entered the competition, it's easy. Basically, you just select the team and the margin. So this week, the game is LA Chargers at San Francisco 49ers, Monday, 12:20 p.m. ESPN. So if I was entering the competition, I would say the 49ers would win by 4 points. Now, you need to put this on your socials, and you have to put it on our socials at Little Birdie TV and Third and Long. So to qualify, you must tag one person. Look, tag 15 people. Let's get this competition rolling. The prizes are absolutely amazing. And guys, it's a great competition. Jump on that. So Toprope, mate, it's come to that time again. We must say goodbye, mate. And I can't stress enough how upset I am that Jerry isn't here. And we wish you all the best at that party in Miami, Jerry. And we love you, mate. So Toprope, thank you for all your insight again once a week. And mate, that's a wrap for our 10th show of the year. So remember to hit the shop, littlebirdie.live, subscribe to the tips packages from Jerry or Toprope, follow us on YouTube. You can find us in the Apple Store, on Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And be sure to follow us at Little Birdie TV and at Third and Long TV on Twitter and Instagram. And remember, for all your betting action, head to topsport.com.au, invest wisely, punters, and enjoy week 10. And a big shout out to my son and daughter whose birthday is this week, Dallas and Peyton. Happy birthday, and we love you all. God bless. Good night. Thank you.